Hi guys, it's Dre here. Today I have for you a little kind of favorites video. This is going to be my top 10 single eyeshadows. Now, while I was going through my collection and kind of picking and choosing, what I realized is I don't have a whole lot of single eyeshadows. I mean, let's be honest. I do have a lot, way more than any normal person, but compared to some other people's collections on YouTube, you know, there's not quite as much. And obviously I'm not including in this palettes and stuff like that, which I do tend to use more often than singles. So I've kind of been thinking maybe I need to expand my collection a little bit more, but I did just declutter it. So yeah, this is a little bit mind-blowing. So what I have though is just 5 lid shades that I really love, and then 5 highlights that I really love. I could have pulled in mattes as well, and I was thinking about it, but I don't know, there's just something about these lid shades and these highlights that I thought would make kind of a better list for you guys. I feel like we all have mattes that we can use from different palettes to fill in gaps, and that's what I tend to do is I'll take an all matte palette and then pair it with one of my favorite lid shades to give me a complete look. So that's why I left mattes out of this, but let's just start. This is gonna be a mix of high-end and drugstore, so there should be options for everybody. So starting with lid shades first, let's do that. This one here, I mean, I want to start out by saying this one here is one of my favorites. Duh, that's what this whole video is. So this is NARS Stud. This is a really beautiful taupe shade. This is from the Hardwired collection. They did come out with this, I think it was 2015 holiday, and I didn't buy it then. And then they came out with the Hardwired shadows just last year, and that's when I actually picked it up. So that's what it looks like there. It's just a really beautiful taupe shade, and it has a lot of real like specks of kind of glitter, but it's very fine glitter. It's not big chunky glitter. It's more of a shimmer to it. I love this all over the lid. It's just really stunning. On my lid today, this is the one area I'm gonna cheat on where I have 2 for you, because I feel like these are kind of dupes in color and the way they go on the eye. They're not exact dupes though in formula. Color is slightly different, but once you actually put them on the eye, you don't see much of a difference at all. So I have here from the Kat Von D Metal Crush line Synergy, which I've had forever, and it's so beautiful. It's this really beautiful brown. I have it on my eyes today. You could see, I have this all over my lid. This literally is the softest eyeshadow I've ever touched in my life. That's not hyperbole, that is the truth. So that's what it looks like there. Look at how much pigment is in that, and it just goes on so smooth. And then this one here from Rimmel is called VIP Pass, and this is also kind of like a satiny brown. In a swatch, you're definitely gonna see a difference. There you go. So that's VIP Pass and that's Synergy. But on the eye, I actually have VIP Pass kind of in the outer corner and then Synergy all over the lid. And I don't really think that you see much of a difference on the lid. I love this one though in particular for an one shadow look, because it's not as shimmery, you can put it all over the lid and you can blend it up into the crease. VIP Pass is a little bit more of a satin, whereas Synergy is definitely got that metallic sheen to it. In my best of last year, I included 2 shadows from this line. This is the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. They come with a little thingamabobber. They're so gorgeous all over the lid. This one is number 8. I can't remember what that actually the name of it is. On the product though, you just see the number 8. And again, look at this. Look at how much payoff you get from that. This one is just so pretty for like a light look, but you still get that intensity. It's like very light reflecting, but you can still go more natural with the rest of your eyeshadow look. I think it's just so pretty. It does have a little bit of a pinkness to it, but overall it's more just kind of that champagne beige. These are really good with Fix Plus. You do need like a flat synthetic brush to apply these with. I like using the matte MAC 242 brush for these in particular, and I also like using that brush for these. These are the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadows, exact same idea as the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill, where it's kind of pressed down in here and then you've got the little stopper on it. This one is kind of famous. Most people on YouTube have talked about it at one point or another. It's just really a stunning all over lid shade. It's kind of similar to that number 8 by Giorgio Armani, but you can see it's a little bit more peach to it, and it's just so beautiful. Did I even say what it is? This is Amber Rush. So this one is just gorgeous all over the lid too. And again, you can keep it a little bit more natural with your look, but just the intensity, just the light comes to it. It reflects off your eyes. And the last all over lid shade that I love is from MAC. This is Amber Lights. This one, I mean, this is like a single pan. You can buy it in an actual container, but it's a lot more expensive when you do it that way. Whereas you can just buy these off their website for $6 a pop. Which is way more affordable than they used to be. So this one is kind of that same idea as these last two, but it's a little bit more of a satin, and it does require just slightly more building up than these two here, because these ones you just get like ba-bam right off the bat with one swatch. But it's definitely more of that amber burnt apricot kind of shade, and this is really beautiful in the summertime for that kind of bronze goddess look, and even taking you into the fall. You can pair it with nice browns and greens, and it's beautiful transition from summer to fall shade as well. So these are all of my favorite all over the lid shades. You could tell these are kind of playing it safe a lot. You got your taupes, you got your browns, you got your champagnes, and I think those work on most people. These are definitely neutrals, even though they're all metallic. I do kind of want to start a series. Let me know in the comments if you like this idea, because I'm definitely thinking about doing it. As I was going through my collection, I was finding some of these gorgeous colors that I have, like for Makeup Geek or MAC, that are like very, very intense greens, and like Urban Decay Lounge, which is like a duo shift green to brown, you know, all these shades that I think are stunning in the pan, but that I never really use because I just find them very intimidating. So I was thinking about doing a series which is gonna kind of be more of like a challenge for me, just making myself use one of those shades in each video and see what kind of eye look I can come up with. And I have a feeling that you'll sometimes get a fail and you'll sometimes get a win, but that's just kind of what makeup is about, just experimenting, right? So let me know if you guys like that idea, but I'm very, very tempted to start doing that. So let me know, and I will do it if you like me to. For the next 5, it's going to be my favorite highlighting shades. Now, some of these you can definitely do all over the lid, and of course it depends on your skin tone on whether this will be a highlight for you or not. But for me, I use all of these as highlighting shades. So when I say that, I mean like inner corner, brow bone, you know, that kind of a deal. Some of them can even be used as highlighter on your face. Actually, 4 of these I have used as highlighter on my face previously. So that's kind of cool because they're kind of multi-use products. So again, with the Kat Von D Metal Crush, when these first came out, this one sold out so fast. It was so hard to track down. Luckily, I was all over them and I bought it immediately. This is Thunderstruck from the Metal Crush line. Again, this is so super smooth and soft. Just look at how much, that's just lightly running my finger around in the pan and just lightly dragging it across my hand. That's what you get with that. So this is definitely intense. It has a little bit of a shift to it. It has a little bit of a duochrome look to it. It definitely shifts a little bit from like champagne to peach in a way. There it is, blended out a little bit there on the end. So stunning. This one is from the drugstore. I've talked about this to death. It's all rubbed off because I use it all the time. This is from Essence. This is the Grammy Goes Glammy number 19. Super beautiful. That's a $3.50 eyeshadow right there. So yeah, it's just beautiful. You can definitely kind of see that the Kat Von D has a little bit of a yellowish tinge to it next to this, because this is coming off a lot more white and champagne. So this is just a stunning color. I've used this on my cheeks as well. This one here is going to be so well known. This is Steal a Kitten. This is such a beautiful all over the lid shade as well. I have a little bit of this on my inner corner today. This is Stila's probably most famous, not only eyeshadow, but just product in general. It's just synonymous with, you know, highlighter. That's what it looks like there. Super, super smooth. A little bit of a peachy pink tone to it. I think you can see that, but it doesn't take a lot of product. Next, from the Balm, I had actually put this in a Bought It Forgot It at one point or another, and that series, just every once in a while, I'll find something that just becomes so astonishingly good and like holy grail and beautiful and just a huge love. This is called the Overshadow and it is in the shade No Money, No Honey. This is actually like a loose eyeshadow. So that's what it actually looks like. If you look very, very close, it definitely has these particles of like shimmer in it. So that is it right there. You can see the intensity of this. This can be used as an eyeshadow transformer. So you can actually like put on, let's say you want to use a pink eyeshadow, but you want to make it like a sheen and kind of duochromy. If you put this on top, it'll transform it a little bit, but this can also be used on its own, you know, inner corner, brow bone. Again, I love using this one on my face as a highlighter. It's just beautiful. This one is definitely more champagne, kind of leaning towards a little bit yellow undertones, whereas this one is definitely peach. This one is a little bit more white, and this one is very heavily yellow on top. So I know it's kind of hard to see through the camera, but just like looking up close, that's definitely what my eye is seeing. And then very last one, I only really use this when I use my MAC shadows because I have them all in a Z palette. So this is Nylon from MAC, and I probably don't use this as much, but when I do use it, I'm like, oh yeah, it's really, really beautiful. It has so much color payoff too. Like just tapping your brush in it just barely, you're gonna get so much reflection from that brow bone when you highlight there, if that makes sense. It's just kind of more on the white side. This is probably the lightest of all 5 of these. It definitely just on my skin is looking almost white. Hopefully that gives you some idea. Obviously these are probably going to work best on my skin tone or lighter, but that's all I have in my collection to show you. So obviously it's stuff that's going to work best on me, but I love all of these. I love all those lid shades, but I am, like I said, thinking I kind of need to expand my collection a little bit and branch out of all these neutrals. If you have any suggestions for me about your favorite lid shades, drugstore, high-end, it doesn't matter, things that you love, specifically for lid, because I think I'm good for highlighting shades, although if you have suggestions, definitely leave them. But for lid shades, I really, really, really want to kind of find some more and branch out from those neutrals. So leave them in the comments for me. I would really appreciate that so much. So I hope that you really like this list. This is just kind of a fun little fast video, and I just wanted to bring you some of my favorites. I hope you found this super helpful. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you haven't yet, and everything will be described, of course, down in the description bar if you want to, you know, look these up for yourself, look up swatches. That is a little tip I have for you, by the way. If I'm interested in a particular shadow, I will just Google the name of the shadow and the word swatch, and then go to Google Images, and there are always tons of swatch pictures out there. It's not always the same as seeing it in person, but it definitely is helpful, especially if you can only find something online. So there's another little tip for you. So that is it for today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're feeling wonderful about yourself today and that you have complimented yourself today. And that is it. I will see you around in my next video. Bye guys.